Welcome back to another video. Today we are doing homebrew and I'm using the MangroveJack'sStarterKit. It is awesome. Everything is clean, sterilized, and we're good to go. Fermenter here. 2 liters of that's how I sing. 2 liters of hot water goes in there. We have three important packets that came in our starter kit. We've got the malt extract, we've got the beer, we've got the yeast. So we'll start by adding the liquid malt extract. I was really impressed the first time I opened one of these. They are gooey. Therefore, they are fun. Come on, did I slip that right? Yes, I did. Check it out. So we'll squeeze all that in there. We'll roll it up like a tube of toothpaste, getting the last bit out. If I'd followed the instructions properly for the beer, I would have had this one sitting in a bowl of hot water for 10 minutes before doing this exact thing, just to make it a little bit easier, just to soften it. Opening with slimy fingers, that's fun. Okay, I reckon it pours pretty easy anyway. Everything I tell you today really is on the back of the packet. Almost there. Start boiling the jug. I should have started that a moment ago. So in a second, I'm going to add another litre of water. This time it's going to come from the jug. And I'm going to stir all this up. And that boiling water will help to dissolve it, which is what I'm after. Well, that's pretty good. Looks amazing. No, it doesn't really. Grab a towel, wipe my fingers. Which part are we up to? The boiling water? It's not quite boiled. I boiled it earlier, so we're just going to go for it now anyway. So about 1 litre. Yeah, that's hot. And it's about 1 litre. Pop that in there. Give it a stir. Everything you need, including the stirrer, comes in the kit. Dissolving. So what I'm doing now is actually, to be honest, it's probably the most difficult part, and it's just stirring. And we're almost dissolved. Important to note while I'm doing this, every one of these packets comes with information on the front, including the optimal temperature for fermenting, and there's a bit of variation between the packets that I've noticed. On this particular one, which is a Lucky Goat Pale Ale, I'm going to be the lucky one with 23 litres of beer in a few weeks. Lucky Goat Pale Ale, the optimal temperature for fermenting is between 20 and 25 degrees. So that might mean that I need to put it in a warm place. If it starts to drop too much, I might even need a heat pad. Or I might need to put it in a cooler place. So do check out the optimal temperature for fermenting when you get your kit or when you buy your beer. Well, that's looking pretty good. A little bit more. Also on the front of that packet, it's going to tell you how many litres your beer makes. The Lucky Goat packet tells me that it makes 23 litres. It's marked on the side of your fermenter how many litres going up. 23 litres here is where the shape of the big barrel changes. Makes it nice and easy. So in a moment, I'm just going to use the water beside me to fill it up to 23 litres. I mean, honestly, after I put the lid on, we're done. It's that easy. That's good. Right. Ooh, time to pretend this is not heavy. And then we go. So we're close to that line, we're close to 23 litres now. It won't take too much more. Whoa. And we are good. Oh, let's give it another little bit of a stir. Cool. The final sachet, the yeast. Snip that open, sprinkle it on the top. Give that a little bit of a stir in. And guess what? That's your first home brew down. We're going to put the lid on this. A little hole in the top of the lid and put our rubber grommet in there. In you go. Get in there. Slippery hands. Go, go, go. And then our airlock sits in there. Come on, grommet. Alright, what are you doing there? Cool, we're in. Airlock presses down into that. Bit of water to help keep it airtight. Ta-da! Lid on top. Your first home brew. Easy, too easy. Right. Whew, so, the beer packet tells us that this is going to take 10 days to ferment. It might take a couple of days less. It's quite warm at the moment. However, it also tells us that we need to have a stable reading on our hydrometer, which is this, for 2 days. That's important. So I'm going to show you how to check the reading on a hydrometer now. And it's important to take a reading on the hydrometer to begin once you've got your brew in, just like we have here. So here we go. Oh, you're going to be heavy. Okay. So the hydrometer would have come in one of these tubes. We take it out, we use the tube, put in about 2/3 of this tube of beer. Oh, here's our beer now. Beautiful. We take our hydrometer. There's 3 different sets of readings around the hydrometer. The one that we're going to be focusing on, they're all important and worth reading up about, is the alcohol content. This will give us our starting point. Okay. So you won't be able to see this, but what I'm looking at is a starting point of about 5.5%. In 10 days' time, and over the next 10 days, I should mention, this number will get less and less and less. Doesn't mean the alcohol content in your beer is getting less and less, just means the fermentation is working. So my starting point is 5.5%. That's important to remember, because after 10 days, when I take another reading, I'll be taking a reading probably every day, just to make sure that around day 7, 8, 9, 10, I've got a really good idea on when my number has stayed the same on the hydrometer for 2 days. Because remember, your number has to be stable for 2 days. If my final number sits at 1%, and I've started at 5.5%, that means that I've got a beer of about 4.5% alcohol percent. Yeah, alcohol percent, that makes sense. It's your starting number and your final number. The difference between them is the alcohol content in your beer. Voila, too easy. Well, that's it. I hope you've enjoyed the video. I hope you've learned something, and we'll see you again on the next one.